Chris, did you ever play past the junior varsity level of basketball?
Well, I got asked to leave the varsity team. So, yes, I did play varsity basketball, but I got asked to leave.
And why did you get asked to leave?
Creative differences with the coach.
And what kind of creative differences?
He thought that I was probably a little bit better at football, and they were like, we don't want to risk you getting hurt and taking your time, so we need to get you out to run track and play football. So they said it's probably the best thing for you.
DC ain't even make JVT. I love it.
I 100% did, and I was asked to leave. And, there's a lot of people out there that know why and that can stay. It's not something we need to dig up.
It was fighting was involved, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You beat somebody. Basically, you bullied somebody.
I was a lover, not a fighter, and I have the daughter to prove it, So
Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big B Daily. This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. What is going on? We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. What is happening, TikTok? Man, Good Friday today, man. We were off yesterday. But we are back today. Good Friday. We got a good slate today. Opening day. Opening day was yesterday, unless you're my New York Mets. Lord have mercy. Just can't even get opening day right, man. There's rain on our parade. Can't even get opening day right. Jiminy Christmas. So then we got some upset. Man, there were some upsets in the Sweet 16 yesterday. Woo! I mean, two of them were really surprises. One of them, I think it was 50-50. I went the opposite way. We'll get into that. And then top 5 NFL head coaches of all time. Back on our segment, top 5 NFL head coaches of all time. Again, as always, man, if you're on TikTok, keep tapping the screen, man. We need at least 5,000 likes and 30 new follows. We appreciate it. So if you're in here and you're not following, please give us a follow, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate it. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for coming over. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And as always, everybody, if you enjoy what we're putting out there for you and you enjoy what we're doing, there are several different ways that you guys can show your appreciation. Obviously, on YouTube, you've got the super chats where you can kind of, steer the conversation to where you're wanting it to go because your question always gets put up on the screen. So please, if you choose, that's an avenue. More importantly, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff in the chat. And same thing on TikTok. You want to take where the conversation wants to go, please subscribe. Number 1. Number 2, there's a tip jar. Number 3, there's always gifts. Number 4, just give us a follow. Any way you guys want to support the channel and the show, we appreciate it. Let's get into this thing, man. So opening day of baseball was yesterday. I give baseball a lot of grief sometimes. They started a bad time of the year. It's too early. I always used to think, man, you got to start this thing after the NCAA tournament is over. And for the most part, I still think they should, but at least they started it on a Thursday. Now the Sweet 16 was yesterday, but for the most part, a lot of the games came on during the day because let's be honest, there's not a whole lot better when we're talking about baseball than daytime, middle of the week baseball. Opening day, I mean, to me and millions of Americans think that opening day, shouldn't it be a national holiday? Shouldn't we get a day off work? I mean, hell, parents are taking their kids out of school anyway. I mean, that's happening. That is absolutely happening. So why shouldn't it just be a national holiday? Let people off. Hell, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. And the day before the Derby, which is the Kentucky Oaks, they finally just said, you know what? We're not even going to school on that Friday because all the teachers were calling out because either they were going to the Oaks, having Oaks parties. So finally they gave up and just said, nope, we're not even going. That's just a day that we are just not having school. And they need to do the same thing with Major League Baseball, man. Opening day's got to be that. But of course, if you're a Mets fan like I happen to be, Lord, we can't even get that right. Mother Nature decided, nah, your opening day is not going to be Thursday. Oh my gosh. Look, and I was saying this before the show started. Look, the Mets are only going to I only got about 30 to 45 days that I can run around with my Mets jersey on, with my Mets gear. I got about 30 to 45 days before we're 7 games out, have no shot, somebody's hurt. Lord have mercy. I got about 30 to 45 days to get it in. And then after that, it's all over but the shouting. Oh my goodness. It's just, I don't know, man. It's tough being a Mets fan. It is tough being a Mets fan. Still paying Bobby Bonilla. Yes. Y'all know that Bobby Bonilla also gets $500,000 from the Baltimore Orioles. He's been getting it from 2005, I think, till 2029, something like that. He's been getting $500K. I mean, I don't know who Bonilla's agent was, but they're a genius. The guy's getting I think it's, if you count it all together, it's like $1.6, $1.7 million for doing nothing. For doing nothing. I mean, Lord have mercy. So, yeah, the Reds are still paying Griffey. Griffey did that. He needed to do that because the Reds were small market, getting all that money. But yeah, man, it is tough being a Mets fan. I love them. I'm never going to turn my back on them. But this is painful. It's painful. Last year, do you know how painful last year was? Do you know how hype I was? We got the biggest payroll. We got DeGrom. We got Scherzer. Now, we didn't have a whole lot of hitting. I'm like, you know what? Actually, we didn't have DeGrom last year. We decided we didn't need him. That was always fun. But I'm thinking, you know what? We got something going here. And lo and behold, here we go. And boom. The Mets, the worst team in baseball by June. Oh, gosh. It's just terrible, man. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Which, here's the thing. I like baseball, but when your team is bad so quick, then I just stop. I literally just stop. I stop tuning in. I stop paying attention. I just can't. First of all, it's tough for me to watch regular season baseball anyway. I can't get into it. Too many games, too many days. I just can't. But when your team is terrible, then it makes it even worse. It makes it worse. Soy sauce, we see you, my guy. Calm down over on the comments and TikTok. We all see you, brother. We all see you. We'll get to that. Follow along, my man. Follow along. But yeah, the Mets is brutal. It is just brutal. I don't know. Let's just get back to opening day. Let's get back to opening day. Anybody see anything that they liked on opening day? I did see that the Rockies got their head beaten in 16-1. Lord have mercy. I mean, at least we didn't lose 16-1 as a Mets fan. At least we didn't lose 16-1 because that's brutal. That is brutal. I mean, right out of the chute, you just get your head smacked around. It's just, whoo, ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. But that's kind of the way it is these days. That's kind of the way it is. And there were some good, the Orioles. Are the Orioles the best team in the American League? I've seen a lot of that the Orioles are going to be the best team in the American League. Now, technically, I guess they were the best team last year in the American League, and that didn't work out too well in the playoffs. So, yeah, I think hopefully they can make it because, I mean, I don't know. I don't dislike the Orioles, and they haven't won anything in forever. It would be nice if they were decent, wouldn't it? What else we got? Tigers 1-0 over the Red Sox. The Royals lose 4-1. Yankees win over the Astros 5-4. Pirates over the Marlins. Are the Pirates going to be good? I heard the Pirates are going to be good. I don't know. Again, I'm literally just asking. I do not know. But I heard that the Pirates might have a little something this year. The Rangers won 10th inning. I think the Rangers are going to be good again. Padres over the Giants. I think at some point, don't the Padres have to put it together? I know they got rid of some pieces, which I don't know why, but at some point, don't they have to put it together? Dodgers smacked around the Cardinals. And if the Dodgers don't win, you know who? Dave Roberts must have something on Dodgers ownership. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, how does he still have a job? I don't know how he still got a job. So, but whatever. Yeah. Dodgers win. Ohtani didn't bet on it, is word on the street. Ohtani didn't bet on that game. We'll see how the rest of it goes. And y'all can come for me if you want to. I think the whole thing's hilarious. Stop betting. And he did it, by the way. Blue Jays over Tampa. I think the Blue Jays are going to be good. The most exciting team, though, for me in baseball, the most exciting team is going to be the Reds. Now, I don't know if the Reds are going to make the playoffs. I don't know if they're really going to be that. I think they're going to be okay. But I think the most exciting team is going to be the Reds. I think it's going to be the Reds. So they got a young team, athletic. I think they're going to be good. So we'll see. I take that back. I don't know if they're going to be good. I think they're going to be exciting. There's a difference. There is a difference. Oh, by the way, not only, the Guardians and the Athletics. The Guardians beat the dog snot out. Has anybody seen the pictures of Oakland on opening day? They lied and said that 13,000 people showed up to the stadium. That's an absolute lie. First of all, 13,000 is despicable for opening day. There was less people there than at a Texas high school football game. There were less people at the A's game than there was at a Texas high school football game. 13,000. There wasn't no 13,000 people there. There might have been 5. Maybe there was 5. Oh, and by the way, they gave those 5,000 people an absolute treat by getting their head beaten in 8-0. 8-0. They might as well just leave Oakland now. Just leave now. So, Red Sox were a winner. Yeah, Diamondbacks beat the snot out of the Rockies. And then Braves and Phillies were rained out. And, of course, the Mets and the Brewers rained out. It's tough being a Mets fan, man. It's just tough being a Mets fan. I'm trying. Don't laugh at me. Don't get too mad. I'm trying. Okay, you know what? I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to flip the script. It's early. I need to be excited, don't I? It's early. We're not out of it yet. Let's go, Mets. We're doing it. I challenge you guys to be back here around, I would say May 28th. Come back. Well, first of all, stay here. But on May 28th, I'm going to guarantee you my tune is going to be totally different. I won't mention baseball because the Mets will be out. They'll be 7 games out. By May 28th, the Mets will be 7 games out, and I will be furious and done. Oh, goodness. Somebody said, silent moment for Big B. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Just let me have something. Oh well. It is what it is. It is what it is. Good opening day. Like I said, opening day of baseball, got to be a national holiday. It's a great day. You take the kids to the ballpark. Depending on what city you're in, maybe it's not too cold. The weather's great. I mean, the Rangers' weather was perfect yesterday. Why they didn't have the roof open, I have no idea. I mean, my whole thing is if you're not going to open the roof on a day like yesterday, why the hell do you even have a retractable roof? I mean, it was 74 degrees, no cloud in the sky. The game was at 7 o'clock at night. What the hell are we doing? I mean, if you can't open the roof on a day like that, when are you going to open it? I mean, you're not going to open it in July when it's 140. Jeez, come on, people. Oh, Rockies already in midseason form. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So, see, here we go. Wakan already voting for the Mets will get you put in a padded room. See, Wakan, look, man, I'm trying to be positive about my Mets, man. I'm trying to be positive about my Mets, but we will see. We will see. Somebody said, "What up, Diddy?" We got to get them out of here because that shit ain't funny. That ain't funny. Lord, don't confuse me with Diddy. Jesus. The division is stacked, to be fair. Yes, our division is stacked. You are correct. But that doesn't mean we can't be competitive. Lord have mercy. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Opening day, I love it. There you go. See my man Paul. Jersey looks good. Look. I couldn't even wear it. I got this. I think I got it in June last year, and I couldn't even wear it. I couldn't even wear it. We were already finished. Already finished. But you know what? Opening day, the Mets are going to get a big win. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Let's move on, people. Let's move on. Again, as always, as a reminder, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. TikTok, continue to tap the screen, man. We need at least 5,000 likes and 30 new follows. So if you're in here and you're not following, please give us a follow. We need the likes because we want to keep the chat moving, want to get as many people in as possible. And also, click on the link in my bio. Come and subscribe to Big B Sports Talk. Over there, you get a wild array of things that you don't get on TikTok. You get podcasts, interviews, you get breakout clips, you get short clips, long. You get a lot of different things that you wouldn't normally get on TikTok. All of that is over on YouTube. Plus, you get access to Hot Soup Fantasy Football, as well as LTB Sports. They have a wide array of outstanding content over there. So please give us a follow. Now, upset City yesterday in the Sweet 16. Man, I mean, whoo. Yeah, look, I got beat up. I took all the favorites yesterday. And y'all tried to talk me out of taking Iowa State over Illinois, and I would not listen to you. I wasn't on yesterday morning, but I got on about 4, I'd say, once I got done with what I needed to do yesterday. And I got on about 4, and you all tried to tell me, don't do it, B. Take Illinois. And I was like, nope, I'm sticking with Iowa State. And that got me smacked. Smacked right in the face. So, just smacked right in the face. I said, Iowa State's going to, and for the most part, they did stop Illinois. I mean, Iowa State just couldn't make a basket. My goodness, they shot horrible. If they could have shot just decent, they win the game. But they didn't, and they got beat. They did not, and they got beat. I was disgusted by the whole thing, but give Illinois credit, man. Give them credit. You know, they stuck to their guns. They played till the end. You know, their star played like a star. Even though he got in foul trouble, he played like a star, and they move on. They move on. So I like Illinois. At least I liked him yesterday. We'll see him moving on to the next round. But Illinois won. They got to give them credit. Got to give them credit. So good for them. Alabama beat North Carolina. Now, at least I got the over on that, right? Which I think everybody in America was going to pick the over on that game. And everybody should have hit. If you took the under, I mean, somebody told me, well, North Carolina hadn't hit the under. They haven't hit an over in the last 20 games that they've won. I mean, hey, man, they're playing Alabama. Alabama doesn't play any defense. Come on. They're getting the over in this game. And they did. But give Alabama credit. What was it? They were down, I think they were down 4 with like 2 minutes to go and go on a 7-0 run to take the lead. And, yeah, North Carolina couldn't recover. They could not recover. Give Alabama credit, man. Give them credit. They don't play any defense. They don't guard you. But they put so much pressure on you offensively that, you know, sometimes teams, they can't deal with it. They just can't deal with it. So, just it was an upset. I don't know if it was a gigantic upset, but it was definitely an upset. It was an upset. And look, North Carolina was good all year, but there was a lot of people out there that didn't trust them. A lot of people out there that didn't trust them. So, and that's the whole thing. So I don't know. Davis lost them the game. Davis didn't do anything, did he? He didn't do anything. So, what did he end up with? I think he shot. Where's RJ Davis? Yeah, 4 for 20. Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't be 4 for 20. You, first of all, if you're having a bad shooting night, stop. At some point, you have to stop. You have to create for somebody else. You can't be 4 for 20. I don't care if you're the star or not. Pass the basketball. 4 for 20. And he had 7 assists. He should have had 11. Pass the damn basketball. So that's the whole thing, man. That is the whole thing, is that you got to pass the ball. He cost him the game. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to put it on one guy. He didn't cost him the game, but he didn't help. Give Alabama credit. Give Alabama credit, man. They went and took the basketball game. They did. They did. So, big upset, in my opinion. Not the biggest, but a big upset. Arizona getting beat. Lord have mercy. Look, Clemson wasn't good all year. They were an average ACC team. Average. And while the game was kind of close, I mean, I don't know. Was there ever a time where you thought, okay, Clemson's not going to win? I mean, the game got close, but Clemson kind of controlled the thing the entire game. Yeah, it wasn't really that close. I mean, like I said, the game got tight. Don't get me wrong. It got tight. But it seemed like Clemson, every time Arizona would come and punch them, Clemson just literally hit them right back. And then Arizona would make another push, and Clemson hit them right back. And then you're kind of thinking at the end of the game, Arizona makes the push, and you're like, if Clemson misses a shot, Arizona's going to go down and score, and that never happened. That never had. Clemson didn't miss. Arizona could not get the stops. That's kind of their MO. It's been their MO when they've lost games. They just can't defend. They couldn't defend Clemson, who, again, was an average team in the ACC. They weren't some juggernaut. But they've gotten hot at the right time. Arizona out. Arizona out. You know, Caleb Love, you talk about him, 5 for 19 or 5 for 18. You can't be 5 for 18, people. 0 for 9 from 3. What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on, man. If you're going to be the star, you can't, it can't be that. Oh, by the way, Caleb Love. Okay, what was he? 5 for 18, 0 for 9 from 3, 1 assist. So he wasn't even trying to pass the ball. At least R.J. Davis was passing the ball. He had 7 assists. Caleb Love wasn't even trying to do that. He's just jacking them up. Oh, man. That was the biggest upset to me of the day. That was the biggest upset of the day, in my opinion. North Carolina, Alabama was a good team all year. You know, Illinois and Iowa State were kind of even, in my opinion. They were even. I would have given the edge to Iowa State, but Illinois was really good. But Clemson, yeah, no. They don't have the same kind of talent that Arizona has. So I just thought it was bad. Hoping for a Caleb Love versus Davis matchup. Yeah, it didn't happen. Did not happen. So, hey, come on, Bill. Don't dislike me because I got my Mets jersey on. I mean, look, you only got till May. I mean, I'm only going to be rooting for the Mets till May, till we're out of it. So, yeah, Love had a horrible game. R.J. Davis had a horrible game. I don't think anybody really from Iowa State had a horrible game. It's just Illinois was just better. So those were ugly, man. Those were ugly. So today, let me get out my trusty notes. So, and I'll be doing a live later on with all this too. But man, here's what I like for today. Here's what I like for today, people. So I like Creighton plus 2.5. I got Creighton in my Final Four. But here's the thing. As a matter of fact, almost never am I picking. Somebody told me, oh, well, that's stupid. Hey, man, you don't bet how you set your bracket. I mean, if I think somebody's going to cover, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win the game. Somebody told me you have to bet that way. I'm like, are you insane? How does that make sense? Just because I think somebody's going to cover doesn't mean they're going to win. For instance, in a first-round game, if I think somebody's not going to get beat by 25 points, I don't think they're going to win. What are you talking about here? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But I got Creighton. Creighton plus 2.5. I got 143.5 on the over. Iffy. Creighton likes to get up and down. We'll see. But Tennessee plays defense. But I like Creighton plus 2.5. I like Houston over Duke minus 4.5. I like it. 139.5 was the over-under. I'm staying away from that because Houston had a horrible shooting game last game. I think they might be hot. Duke can make shots, so even though Houston plays tough defense, but give me Houston minus 4.5. I like it. Now, here's the one. I'm getting greedy. I'm doubling up. I might even triple up. Gonzaga. Give me the Zags, man. Give me the Zags plus 5.5. There's a little meat on that money line bone, too. Plus 185. A little meat. There's a little bit. So I like it. There's a little bit. It's not a ton, but there's a little meat on that bone. There's a little meat on that money line. I'm doubling up. Now, here's the one, though, people. Here is the one. 154.5 for the over. Purdue, they can get up and down, too. Gonzaga's going to get up and down. I think I like it. I think I like the over in that one. I do. I think I like the over. But we'll see. I'm definitely going to double up. I like the Zags in this game. I like it. I said before the tournament started, I thought Gonzaga would be a team that could win it because nobody's talking about them. Every other year, people are talking about Gonzaga. This year, nobody's talking about Gonzaga. I think this could be a year that they win this damn thing. So we'll see. Gonzaga doesn't necessarily have a big that can handle Edey, but their wings are better than Purdue wings. So if they can play up to that standard, they got a shot. So, Purdue's trying to prove something. Purdue's been trying to prove something since the NCAA tournament has started. They've been to they've been to no Final Fours. So they're always trying to prove something. So I don't know what you're talking about. They're always trying to prove something. No Final Fours. They're always trying to prove something, man. And believe it or not, they've had better teams than this that have lost. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So the Purdue's not trash. I'm not going that far. I'm not saying that they're trash, but they're going to lose this game. I know that. And then NC State. How do we feel about NC State? They're plus 6.5. I don't know if I stick with that or if I just say, you know what, give me the money. Now, there's a lot of meat on that bone. Plus 230 on the money line. Do you just say, give me NC State to win or to cover? It's tough. It's tough. So that's the one. 150, the over-under. I don't like that at all. I'll be staying far, far away. But 6.5, I think I'm leaning that way. I don't think NC State's going to win, but I do think they cover. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they cover. But again, there's meat on that money line bone, people. There is plus 230. There's a little meat on that. So there's a little meat on that one. It's tempting. It's very tempting. I don't think I'm going to do it, but it's tempting. So we'll see. We'll see. So I like the matchups again today. I like the ones yesterday, but I like these again today. It's going to be very, very interesting on these games today. I'm really interested to see some of these games today, man. I'm excited. A new sports bar opened up. I live in Frisco, Texas. A new sports bar opened up about 15 minutes away. I'm lucky because I have a wife that gets it. Me and another buddy, his wife gets it too. We were hanging out. It was great. We're going to do the same thing again today. I feel fortunate in that sense that I got a wife that, hey, I can spend time with her, but she doesn't get in the way of me watching sports. And we'll go. Hey, we're going out. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to the sports bar. It's not tight ends. It's not tight ends. No, but don't get me wrong. I've been to tight ends a million times, Eric. You must live up here. So, Elric, no, not tight ends. Fanzos is brand new. Opened last week. Fanzos. Opened last week. It's off Preston. Get a chance, check it out. It's nice. It's a nice sports bar. But back to it. Yeah, I'm waiting for these games today, people. I'm waiting for these games today. So, Marquette had a close scare in the first round and almost lost to Colorado. I think NC State can pull off the upset. Look, I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying this. By the way, TikTok, keep tapping the screen. Got to get to 5K in likes. And if you're not following, please give us a follow. But I don't like, I shouldn't say I don't like them. I just don't trust Shaka Smart. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I know I'm supposed to say something different. But Shaka Smart doesn't impress me that much. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I think he can coach, but I think he's overrated. I think a lot of people give Shaka Smart so much credit for a run that he did in 2011 at VCU, but at Texas, he did nothing. And he had all the resources in the world at Texas. And he had all the players, too. Underachieved. So I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of people like NC State over Marquette. I'll see. Like I said, I think Marquette can win, but I think NC State covers. But again, that money line bone, there's some meat on that bone, man. 2+230. +230. I don't know. You can make some things happen with that. Creighton, Tennessee. Houston, Duke. I think Houston whips Duke. I do. I think they get after him. I think they whip Duke. So, I think they do. No Major League bet. I do not bet 1 single cent on baseball. Not 1 cent. Ever. I don't pay enough attention to it to even know what to do. I'm about as honest a guy that you're ever going to find on any sports media platform, and I'll just tell you the truth. I watch baseball. I know exactly what's going on in baseball. I know how it works, but I don't pay attention to the guys on a day-to-day basis to bet any money. No. So that's my thing. I don't know. And if I don't know it like that, then I'm not putting no money on it. So City Works. I like City Works, man. So at the Star. But yeah, that's my thing, man. I don't pay enough attention. Not to mention, I'm a Mets fan. I'm not even watching baseball after the middle or the end of May. Lord have mercy. And here's the thing. I don't know why I'm a Mets fan. I wasn't raised in New York, anywhere around New York. And when I really started watching baseball and understanding how baseball worked, there were 2 teams. I liked the Reds because, like I said, I grew up in Louisville. And so we would go to Reds games because, it wasn't far to drive to. So I liked the Reds and I liked the Mets. I don't know why I liked the Mets. And then as I got a little bit older, when I got to about 10, I just became a Mets fan. So, and then the Mets won the title in 86, and I was living on cloud 9. And then had I known that was going to be the last one, I'm like, oh my God. And we had all them players, but it's hard to win when your stars are full of cocaine. It's real hard to win. Jiminy Christmas. Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, Keith Hernandez, everybody. I mean, it's hard when your leaders are full of drugs. It's tough. So my man Bill Kernan said baseball bets are for suckers. And he's a big baseball fan. I have extra innings and watch 3 to 4 games a day, coach Legion ball. I don't know if it's for sucker. I just can't do it. I don't pay enough attention, and I'm just not going to do it. So my man Wakan says, Ohtani. Yeah, man, watch y'all text Ohtani. He'll give you some tips on who to bet on. He's been betting. Y'all don't think Ohtani's been betting on March Madness? Y'all think he's just sat this one out? Yeah, no, he didn't sit it out. He's involved. He didn't sit it out. He's involved. I'm going to be on Ohtani's head all year, people, just in case y'all didn't know. I'm going to be on his head all year. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. I appreciate everybody being here, man. Again, thank you guys for showing up the Big B Daily Show. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. We are live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. Any way that you guys feel and want to support the show, if you like what we're doing, we appreciate it, man. Whether it's super chats to kind of control the conversation on YouTube, whether it's subscription and gifts on TikTok, and you're trying to want to control the topics and where we go with the show, we appreciate that. Thank you. Or if it's just a like and a follow and a share of the live or subscribe on YouTube, anyway, we appreciate it. So if you are not following on TikTok and you're in here, please give us a follow, man. We appreciate it. So moving on, man. Last topic of the day. Top 5 NFL head coaches of all time. We are back to our series of top 5 either position. Now we're doing coaches in the NFL. Top 5. Look, there's a lot of ways and a lot of places that you can go with this thing. A lot of ways and a lot of places that you can go. For me, I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it's that difficult at all. And here's my list from 5 to 1. 5, I got Don Shula. Shula won so many games. I mean, and it was earlier. There's probably a bunch of people on TikTok that don't even know who the hell I'm talking about when I say Don Shula. But Don Shula coached the Baltimore Colts. Yes, the Baltimore Colts and the Miami Dolphins. He happens to be the all-time leader in victories for the NFL. He's got the most. That's the record that Belichick was trying to break. Don Shula, number 5. He also happened to coach the last undefeated team in the NFL, the 1972 Dolphins, who might very well be the most disrespected and underrated NFL team of all time. Might just be of all time. But I got Shula at 5. At 4, I've got Andy Reid. Andy Reid is at number 4 and could be moving up fast, people. He could be moving up fast. You know, he has put himself in a category for not only all the work that he did at Philly. That was good. But what he has done in Kansas City is nothing short of phenomenal. Taking a middling franchise and turning it into the best franchise or the best team in the league. He's got the best quarterback, but he was a part of getting the best quarterback. So, and what he has done with that franchise, you don't really hear anybody except disgruntled people like a Le'Veon Bell, but you don't really hear anybody bad-mouthing Andy Reid. You don't. So, Andy Reid, number 4. And look, depending on what happens this year, he may be 3rd. He might move up to 3rd. But at 3rd, number 3 right now, I got Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh, basically the innovator, the designer of the West Coast offense. San Francisco was phenomenal. He had a big hand in building that team. Bill Walsh was people all the time, he's an offensive genius. He's an offensive genius. Bill Walsh was, again, a lot of people on TikTok, if you're younger, you may not know who he is. He was the coach that coached Joe Montana. That should be all you need to know. He was the guy who coached Joe Montana. So Bill Walsh, I got him in at number 3. Number 2, how this guy, and look, you are going to call me a homer. I really don't care. I think he's one of the most underrated coaches of all time. Underrated. And the man won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years is Chuck Noll. How Chuck Noll gets underrated is beyond me. But he does. He absolutely does. I don't get it. It's almost like, well, the Steelers had all those good guys. Who do you think was helped put that team together? It was him. Oh, yeah. Also, I had to coach it. Everybody acts like, well, if you just have talent, you can win. That's not how this works. How talented was Oakland back in those days? The Steelers were beating them. The Cowboys, the Steelers were beating them. There were plenty of teams that were super talented. But the Steelers would beat them. Chuck Noll, again, 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves for how good a coach that he actually was. And this is a man with 4 Super Bowls. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. He doesn't get the credit for being that good. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And then lastly, Bill Belichick. Look, there are going to be some people that say, oh, it was more Tom Brady than it was him. Yeah, not for those first 3 Super Bowls, it wasn't. Stop it. Stop. That defense that he put together helped them win, led them to winning. Jiminy Christmas. But just basically stopped the greatest show on turf. Just put a halt to that offense and just said, nah. Now, granted, he cheated. Let's not kid ourselves. He cheated. If you know what their signals are and you know what the plays are going to be based on formations because you've recorded it, that makes it easier. It makes it easier. But the bottom line is you can't take it away. 6 Super Bowls. I mean, and what he did in the free agency era makes it even more difficult. But, you know, it was Bill Belichick. It was Bill Belichick. And you can't deny that. You just can't deny that. People want to talk to me about Vince Lombardi, and they got they named the trophy after Vince Lombardi, and that's true. But here's my thing. Vince Lombardi coached when they didn't let everybody play. So we can leave it at that. Unless you want to dive into that, everybody wasn't allowed to play when Vince Lombardi was coaching. You would have 3 or 4, I can just say it. You might have 5 blacks that were on your team back in those days. They didn't want to have too many. So, and it's not his fault. I mean, it wasn't his doing. So I don't want you to think, well, Brian's blaming Vince Lombardi. I'm not blaming him. He didn't have anything to do with that. Actually, I think he was a champion to get more African Americans on the field and on a team. But it's kind of like the whole Babe Ruth thing. I'm never going to say Babe Ruth is the best baseball player I've ever seen because he didn't play against all the best players. Back in those days, they just didn't have as many. All the best players weren't allowed to play. Again, it's not his fault. You can't blame him. And people, please don't blame Vince Lombardi. It was not his doing. But truth is truth. Truth is truth. So it just kind of is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, but Belichick 1, Chuck Noll 2, Bill Walsh 3, Andy Reid number 4, Don Shula number 5. So that's who I got. That's who I got as the top 5 best coaches in NFL history. I think it's a solid list. Yeah, and my man over here, my man Paul Holliger over on YouTube, he said you could almost put Tom Landry in the conversation. There is no question. Let me just say this. You have to put Tom Landry in the conversation. You have to have him in the conversation. Now, is he up there with those guys? Debatable. Like, is he in the top 5? It's debatable. But he's in that conversation for sure. Because Dallas was outstanding. He was outstanding. So, yeah, you can put Tom Landry. You should put Tom Landry in that conversation. You should. Y'all think about this. I can't remember what staff, but it was Vince Lombardi was the defense or the offensive coordinator, and Tom Landry was the defensive coordinator. Unbelievable that Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry were on the same staff together. How often was that? How good was that staff? Lord have mercy. Yeah, Papa Hallis. I was going to say, I thought that's where it was in Chicago. I'm like, Lord have mercy. You got Hallis, Lombardi, and Landry all on the same staff? Even at Christmas. Shoo, Paul Brown. Was it Paul Brown or Hallis? I thought it was Hallis. But I don't have Paul Brown or Hallis in as far as the best coaches, and for the same reason of Lombardi. The same reasons as Lombardi. So, no. No. And again, nothing against them. I'm not saying they caused it or anything like that, but truth is truth. Truth is just truth. Marv Levy is not up there. And again, a lot of you guys already know, I'm not the guy that says, well, Marv Levy's not in the top 5 or top 10 of coaches, and that means he stinks. That's not what it means. Not to me. I'm never that guy. Just because you're not in the top 5 or 10 or something doesn't mean that you weren't great. Doesn't mean that at all. So it just means there were others that were better. Nothing wrong with that. Bill, we had Chuck Noll at number 2, my guy. Nope, not Parcells. But not Parcells. Parcells is great, probably in the top. Not probably. He's in the top 10, but he's not in the top 5. He's not in the top 5. So, Not in the top 5. Love him, but not in the top 5. John Madden didn't coach long enough, so no. And he's not in the same caliber as these guys when it comes to that. So I love Parcells, though. He's a good coach. He was a great coach, not a good coach. Great coach. But sometimes there's got to be levels to stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be levels. And if we're dealing with levels, Parcells doesn't come in at the levels that these other guys do. So he just doesn't come in at the same level as those other guys do. And to recap, again, Bill Belichick was number 1. Chuck Noll was number 2. Bill Walsh was number 3. Andy Reid was number 4. And Don Shula, number 5. Number 5. So now, number 5, I had trouble with 5. I had trouble with 5 because I wanted to put Joe Gibbs in there. I had trouble with 5 because Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. In an era, the first one really wasn't, but the second 2 were in an era where quarterbacks were important. Not as important as they are today, but they were pretty important. But they had Mark Rippon won a quarterback or won a Super Bowl. Mark Rippon. Whew. He won a quarterback. There you go. There you go, Mr. Bill Peterson. Absolutely. Yeah. Joe Gibbs, I wanted to put him in there, but I thought, the guy that's got the all-time record in wins, couple of Super Bowls, he deserves to be in it. But Joe Gibbs, it's almost 5 and 5B because Joe Gibbs was a great coach. He did it twice. Twice. Winning without free agency was easier, though. Winning without free agency is easier. Winning in free agency is harder. Yeah. Winning with free agency and a salary cap is harder than it was back in the day. Because back then, you got a guy, you drafted him, you developed him, and he stayed. So somebody says Belichick, Walsh, Reed, Lombardi, Noll, Shula, Landry, Gibbs. I don't disagree. I don't dislike that. I don't dislike it at all. I still wouldn't have Lombardi on there. But if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the top 8 coaches, yeah. Yeah. That's about right. I don't know if Reed's still in his prime, but I know Reed's still going. He's still going. I mean, he don't show no signs of slowing down either. So he doesn't show any signs of slowing down. And that's what I was saying earlier, Aaron. I said, if Reed wins another one, he'll be past Walsh. And I don't know if I'd put him past Noll, but maybe. Maybe. First of all, if the Chiefs win it this year, yeah, I'd have to put him past Noll. You win 3 Super Bowls in a row in free agency era, and then you've won 4, what would it be, 4 in 6 years? Or 4 in 7 years? Yeah. He would have to be second. He would have to be second. So, Noll had no free agency and less teams. Okay. But he still won 4 in 6 years. Nobody else has done that. So, you told me about Illinois. You did. You did. I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen, man. I would not listen to everybody who tried to get me to get off to get off Iowa State. I would not listen. I said, nope, I'm sticking with it. And damn it, I got burned. I got burned. So I got burned. But today, I got the key today. I'm still iffy on NC State. Y'all convince me one way or another on NC State. Convince me. I'll listen. I'm willing to listen. I got NC State right now at plus 6.5. I got NC State plus 6.5. Should I stick with it or should I take Marquette? I just think Marquette will win. I just think NC State's going to cover. So I'm listening. I'm listening to you. And yeah, I don't think NC State's going to win the game. I don't think they're going to win the game. But there is a little meat on that money line bone, man. Plus 230. Plus 230. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with a little plus 230 on the money line for NC State. You know, I could dig into that a little bit. But I'm saying the over-under is 150. I'm not touching that to save my life. I wouldn't bet that with y'all's money. No, I got NC State as NC State minus 4.5. Where the hell do you have that? Oh, my God. Matt, if you've got NC State at minus 4.5, please tell me where, because I'll put my entire savings on Marquette. Gee, many Christmas. Holy mackerel. There ain't no way that NC State is minus 4.5. But if they are, please tell me where. And everybody, y'all should pay attention and put everything you got. Gee, many Christmas. NC State minus 4.5. Okay. What do we got? My man Bill Kernan. Reed took the West Coast offense and innovated it after being in a Walsh tree under Holmgren brand. Yeah. And Peterson is going to take the knowledge and be the first Super Bowl era head coach to win 2 Super Bowls. I don't know what that means. To win 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams or something? I don't know. I mean, Peterson not winning no Super Bowl at Jacksonville. That's not going to happen. Trevor Lawrence, everybody loves Trevor Lawrence. I mean, do we think Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 quarterback? Because I sure don't. Now, I know he was hurt last year, and I'll give him credit for being hurt, but he was out there. But, yeah, Peterson, they're not winning no Super Bowl there. I can tell you that right now. Trevor Lawrence is not that guy. He's just not that guy. You know, I'm not saying he's not good, but I can name you 10 quarterbacks that are better than Trevor Lawrence, and I think everybody else can too. There it is. There it is, Redneck Patriot. Trevor Lawrence is top 15. There it is. There it is right there. We can come back to this when NC State wins by +5. If you're saying that's not the point of all this, saying that NC State's going to win. That's not the point. You're trying to move the goalpost. You said that you're betting, or you've got a bet somewhere that says NC State is favored by 4.5 points. That's what you said. And I'm saying, if you've got that somewhere, tell me. Tell all of us. That's what you said. Is that you have, nobody said that NC State can't win. You said that was what the betting line was. I need to know. That's all we're saying. We just need to know. Because everywhere else on earth is, DraftKings doesn't have that. Stop lying, man. Come on. No, he said DraftKings. You placed a personal bet for NC State alt spread. Aha. Okay. There we go. Now it's making more sense. But why would you do that? Why would you do the alt bet? Why not just take the money line? Why take the alt bet at you must be a big time gambler. Take the money line at +230 and ride it out if you think NC State's going to win. But, hey, man, to each his own. I applaud you. Lawrence is better than Foles. Well, Lawrence wasn't better than Foles during the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence has never in his life played as good as what Nick Foles did in that playoff run. Not one time. Not one game. So, no. Let's not fool ourselves and say that Nick Foles was some great quarterback. But during that playoff run, Nick Foles was outstanding. And Trevor Lawrence has never played one game as good as that. Not one. So while he might be a better quarterback overall in totality, he wasn't during that playoff run. He was great. He was great. A personal growth bet. Yeah. That's a personal growth bet. You're exactly right, my man, Patriot. And no, I do not think that Duke is going to beat Houston. No, I like Houston. I think Houston's going to be way too physical for him. I think Houston's going to be way too physical for him and just beat him up. They're going to beat up Duke. That's what I personally believe. I think they're going to beat him up. You like NC State to upset Marquette? They might, man. They might. I'm thinking about it. I haven't done anything yet. That plus 6.5 is screaming at me. It's screaming at me. I'm just not a believer in Shaka Smart, man. Oh, I'm just not a believer. So, but either way, we're going to shut this one down for today, man. I appreciate everybody for being in here. Thank you guys again. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily. It is live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. Please, if you're on TikTok and you're not following, please give us a follow. Do yourself a favor and do that. And also click on the link. Come on over and subscribe to Big B Sports Talk. Over on YouTube, you get access to a lot of different things. More podcasts, more interviews, more content just in general with breakouts and shorts that you do not get on TikTok. You also get access to Hot Soup Fantasy Football. He was a guy we had a guest on all during football season. And LTB Sports. They have a ton of content there. Come and subscribe. We appreciate everybody, man. Everybody, have a good weekend. Watch a lot of sports. Do me a favor. Unless you're a Brewers fan, everybody, just root for the Mets once. Just today. Just today. Just say, you know what? We're rooting for the Mets for Big B. We're going to do this for Big B. I would appreciate that, man. Let me have something to be happy about. Happy Easter to everybody, whether you celebrate it, and if you don't, I apologize. It is what it is. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Y'all have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday. Aloha.